Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Deck, the series where we take a look at some of the leading TCG deck lists, and on today we have Kian, who has made 5th place at the UK Remote Duel Extravaganza of Season 3. How are you doing?
Doing fine. Feeling good after back-to-back tops. Different decks, but if you have a similar sort of play style, so I felt a bit right at home with this sort of strategy.
Cool. Okay. So you played Tri-Brigade Zoo, right?
Did indeed.
Cool. And is there anything special about your list that we should know before we dive into it?
What you should know is I bought this deck by mistake at 4 in the morning while drinking.
Okay.
I wrote it in about a week and a half. And for the last week and a half of playing, all I did was play mirror matches just to learn the deck. And it seems to have worked. I don't know how, it just seems to have worked.
Yeah, it was very well represented at the Extravaganza, so playing mirror matches sounds like a good thing.
Yeah, I only played one, I believe, was the last
really?
round as well. Yeah, I was really surprised about that.
Wow. Cool. Well, why don't you take us through your list?
Sure thing. So we'll just speed through this section because it's standard in basically every single Tri-Brigade Duelist.
Yeah.
They're your Tri-Brigades. You don't play any more or any less, unless you're playing a different variant, which I think this is still the best one. Then we play 3 zoos and then a 4th zoo, which doesn't take a normal.
Yeah.
Rapier combos are very nice, especially if you get Drolled or if you get Lanciered.
Okay.
So I decided to main deck Pankratops because I felt like I was going up against the mirror match quite a lot. So I thought if I lose a Dyro, which I tend to do, I want as many cards in there just to help me in the mirror and just to mean that I don't just lose the match by losing the Dyro.
Yeah.
And I feel I got protagonist luck, so I like my Saki one-offs very well.
Okay.
Then we play 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Imperm. Ash, it's best, well, it's most versatile, you kind of have to play it. Drolls worked okay, don't really know how I feel about it. I sided it out almost every single match. Yeah, apart from Drytron, it comes out straight away, so
Yeah.
wasn't a fan. And then 3 Imperm, because in the mirror match it is a win button. And it does hit a few other niche things like Verti Anaconda to get a Dragoon. And then just 1 or 2 little things in the mirror, just nothing too serious other than the Tri-Brigade names.
Yeah.
Then we say Saki one-off again, because I thought that was going to be a bit more of like a sort of control format, because on the giant card I played against a Tri-Zoo and then 2 Pure Zoo. So I thought, I'm going to have to deal with traps all day, every day. And I thought, might as well have 1 card in the main to deal with, just blanket, remove everything. It came up in, I think once or twice it won me the match because I just dropped it and then they had nothing else to actually push through.
Yeah.
But it's good, it's just not fantastic to just see going first. Cool buy because hand traps are just annoying, to say the least. And then consistency cards. We love to see him. Tenki, understandable. Desires, play 3. Don't play 2. If you play 2, you're not going to do well in most cases. Because why would you want to see a card that says draw 2 cards less often than... it just makes no sense.
Yeah.
Talents, absolutely amazing card. It deserves to be about 200 quid a card. It deserves to be at double the price right now. Because in a mirror match, if you have this and a normal combo, you just win. Or going first, if you get Drolled, or if you get Lanciered in your main phase, you just drop this, you take a card, or you draw 2 if you get Lanciered. So you have perfect knowledge, apart from the card they draw for turn. You rip a card, and as long as you can make 1 or 2 other plays that maybe set up a interruption, you should be able to win that just fine.
Yeah.
Then we play 3 Revolt because we want to draw it sometimes, not just search it.
Yeah.
And then Saki one-off.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this won me 2 matches by itself.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it won me the first time, but The one that really matters was in the mirror match, game 3 in round 7. If I didn't have order, I would have lost, and then I wouldn't have made top 8 at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that's 40 cards. I might be wrong.
Okay.
Math is difficult sometimes. So, into extra deck, just standard extra deck. You're gonna see this in almost every single Tri-Zoo list if they have access to other cards.
Yep.
That's, like, Access Code Talker. You can play Bull Sword, I guess, but it's just so much better from the access because it means you don't get nibbed that often, and it's so much easier to make. Apple, very good for setting up your board. Bear Bloom should have been an Ultra at least. No idea why it's a Super. It is probably one of the best cards in this extra deck, apart from probably Zeus.
Did you ever summon the Desperate Doom Eagle? Because I'm sure we saw somebody saying that you should play 2 Rugal instead of that. How did you feel about that one?
So Big Bird is pretty good in the Dino matchup and the Drytron because you shuffle back the Misk or you shuffle back the Drytron's Engrave. Yeah. Or if a tribute off a Ben 10, you shuffle back into deck and then it doesn't trigger, which is nice to end on. But it's also a easy way just into Access Code Talker, and it's a different attribute for Access Code. So if you have an Earth in there, you can summon the Wind instead and then just pop 2 instead of popping 1.
Yeah, exactly. I really like it.
T-Rugal is understandable. I think it's a coin flip if you play a Big Bird or not, but me personally, I prefer the versatility of a Big Bird.
Yeah. Cool.
So, side deck. This whole event, I played a 9-card side deck, more or less. 3 Lancia, very good. 3 Contact C, it's okay. 3 Twin Twister, very good. So Twin, anything with back row, Contact C and Lancia for the mirror match. I mean, Contact C can come in for certain other matchups, but it's very niche in its application, but it's a very good card when it resolves. And Lancia is just its game against Dino and the mirror match sometimes. You can Lancia the mirror match and still lose, but it means you have a better chance. And most of the time, if you drop a Lancia on their first and their second turn, you just win that match automatically. Yeah. So that was my side deck, and then these were my placeholder cards.
Yeah.
Never sided in Nib. No, I sided in once against Drytron. And I think he got Herald.
Yeah.
Yeah, the orange guy in hand. It's not good whatsoever in this format. And evenly, I thought there was going to be a lot more control matchups, which it just didn't feel like it. And I know it is pretty bad playing cards which lose to Lancia, even though your deck loses to Lancia. I think I sided in once against Paleozoic Frog, and he chained Lancia. Yeah. And that's the only time I put it in. So
what would you change those for then? Do you know?
So I will probably change the Nibiru's for, I'm gonna have to say a Cycle Reader, quite possibly, or I think it's called Retaliating Sea.
Yep.
For the Drytron matchup, or might just be playset of both in this situation. And other than that, there's just no other matchup which I struggle hard against, apart from maybe Pure Zoo is a bit annoying to deal with if they set up a Di-Fi or a Macrocosmos.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only matchup I struggled hard against was Drytron, which is Owen Wilson, who is a very high-skilled UK player, which I'm not mad at losing that one. We both topped, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, just more Drytron hate, I guess. I didn't know what the deck did, and I just didn't respect it, so I lost because of it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Cool. In terms of siding patterns, are you normally just taking out the hand traps and the protagonist cards, the one-offs?
So a lot of the time, let's get the deck back out here real quick. So these cards here, you do not touch whatsoever. Yep. All the Tri-Brigade and all the YuGiOh cards. Revolt, you can take a second one out when you go, or a third one out when you go second. Order goes out when you go second. I did side out one desires when I felt I really needed to, just because I felt I needed to see side cards instead of the draw card, because this does lose to Lancey in the draw phase, and then it just becomes a dead card in hand.
Yep.
So occasionally one desires, Duster for any combo, then a lot of the time it was just free draw, and when I was going first, a ankle top sometimes.
Okay.
So
okay.
almost every situation, only these cards were touched.
Yeah, it's a nice group though to be able to take out, right? It gives you a lot of spots to side into.
Yeah, like it's annoying to side, at least in my build of this deck. If you play the trap variant, well, a heavier trap variant, it's a lot easier to side out because you can just take out all the traps and still be fine.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel there's a few more key pieces in this build where it's a bit more awkward to side out. But yeah, this worked perfectly, I guess. Only thing would be more Drytron hate, and that's the only thing I'd say.
Sure. Okay. Great. Are there any shoutouts you want to make?
Shoutouts. So again, shout out to Owen Wilson, high level UK player. Shoutouts to Lewis Dora for lending me talents and other shiny bits of cardboard. Shoutouts to Morton for lending me imperms, and shoutouts to Matthew Price, who lent me alphas, which I didn't end up using. So yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, and shoutouts to my YouTube channel, and you to remember to do this more often. Master Diamond. We've got some fun YuGiOh stuff there, I guess.
You guess. You got the BA series. It's quite cool.
Yes, I've been doing a lot of remote duel locals. Not recently because of other things have been getting in the way of it, but the vast majority of it is through Burning Abyss, which is probably one of my favourite decks of all time.
Long live Dante. Cool, thanks very much for coming on, taking us through your list and showing us, all the cool stuff like the siding patterns and things. Hopefully this inspires some more people to play those cool one-offs, the protagonist cards.
Yeah, if you got the luck, you need to play them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Congratulations on the top, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of you in the future.
Thank you for having me.